you will always find an artist who only released one full-length album. This does not include live albums, EPs, or rarity compilations. Whether it's a solo album or a side project, or it could be a short-lived career. I'm going to start off with a band called Stress Ball, self-titled release 1993 on Pavement Music. A sludge band coming from New Orleans. Stress Ball released a few demos before and after the album's release. The studio album features drummer Joe Fazio from Superjoint Ritual and also drummed for Hank 3. This band is long gone due to the passing of their vocalist Steven and their guitarist Lennon. Stress Ball used to headline several gigs with Acid Bath as an opener. If you are a fan of Crowbar and Acid Bath, this is definitely a band you should check out. 2. The band Floodgate, releasing the album Penalty in 1996 on Roadrunner Records. Floodgate was a short-lived band fronted by Kyle Thomas of Exhorder and Trouble on both vocals and guitar. Floodgate was originally called Penalty on their first demo, but changed the name to Floodgate due to legalities. The Penalty demo, before the album's release, featured Jimmy Bower on drums. Floodgate's sound was more stoner rock or doom metal, with slower tempos and cleaner vocals, something Kyle Thomas did differently than his previous band Exhorder. A 3-song demo was recorded in 1998 but never properly released. Floodgate split up shortly after. Kyle Thomas is busy with several bands, such as Jones's Lounge, Trouble, Alabama Thunderpussy, Pitts vs. Preps, and the reunited Exhorder. 3. We have Vistachino, with the album Peace, 2013 on Napalm Records. Vistachino was the closest thing to a Caius reunion that could happen, previously using the name Caius Lives during their live performances, changing the name to Vistachino due to legal reasons. The lineup would feature John Garcia on vocals, Brant Bjork on drums and vocals, Nick Oliveri on bass, and Bruno Feveri on guitar. Mike Dean from Corrosion of Conformity made a guest appearance playing bass on one track. Hopefully one day we get a second album, but at least John Garcia and Brant Bjork are still making solo records to this day. 4. We have MD45 with the album The Craving, 1996 on Capitol Records. MD45 featured Dave Mustaine on guitar, Lee Ving from the band Fear on vocals, Jimmy DeGrasso on drums, Kelly LeMay on bass. MD45 is a mixture of punk, southern rock, blues, and old school heavy metal. The single Hell's Motel even got radio airplay. Little is known about the band MD45. Supposedly they played some shows before or after the album's release. I recommend the original release of the album, and not the 2004 reissue where Dave Mustaine did the vocals. 5. Range War with the album Home on the Range, 2017 on Atom Age Industries, featuring vocals and guitar by Lee Ving, this time a country western record, which was recorded in 1985 and shelved, releasing only a few singles at the time when it was recorded. A few of the songs even appeared in a couple movies. Lee Ving has a very unique vocal style, whether it's heavy rock, punk rock, blues, or country music. Little is known about the band's full lineup. I really dig the track, If They Ain't Got Cold Beer in Heaven, Who the Hell Would Wanna Go? So if you dig old school outlaw country, check it out. Number 6, the band Super Shine. Self-titled release in 2000 on Metal Blade Records, featuring bassist vocalist Doug Pinnick of King's X and guitarist Bruce Franklin of the band Trouble, with Jeff Olson and Jerry Gaskell trading drums on various tracks. The album was mastered by Ty Tabor, the guitarist of King's X. The combination of these styles is unusual but fit perfectly. Doug Pinnick's melodic vocals and Bruce Franklin's heavy guitar riffs. I consider the whole record as a great release. If you're a fan of both King's X and Trouble, this is a must-have. Number 7, Snake Nation, self-titled release 1989, Caroline Records. During a lineup change with Corrosion of Conformity, guitarist Woody Weatherman decided to do double duties and jam with their former bassist at the time, Mike Dean, who also provided the main vocals, and drummer Brian Walsby, who also provided the artwork for the album. This album was only released on vinyl and cassette. With a low-budget 4-track recording quality, it actually sounds pretty good. The material is similar to Corrosion of Conformity, with a few other experimental elements. This release is long out of print, but you could probably find it on YouTube or eBay. Number 8, we have Righteous Fool, 2002, Ripple Music. Righteous Fool featured Mike Dean on bass and vocals, the late Reed Mullen on drums and vocals, both of the band Corrosion of Conformity, and guitarist Jason Browning from HR's solo band. This album was recorded in 2011 at Dave Grohl's 606 Studios. At the same time, Corrosion of Conformity was recording their self-titled album. Sadly, the album was shelved for over a decade, released after the death of Reed Mullin. Righteous Fool released a 7-inch single in 2010. The early incarnations of the band featured Corrosion Conformity guitarist Woody Weatherman and their touring drummer Jason Patterson. Righteous Fool might have some similarities of Corrosion Conformity, with a more 70s guitar sound. 9. Premonition 13, with the album 13, 2011, Volcom Records. This was Wino's new band during the departure of the Hidden Hand and during his serving time in St. Vitus, and before the reformation of The Obsessed. Premonition 13 was short-lived, with the album release, a tour, and a single. Premonition 13 was also one of the rare occurrences where Wino shared vocal and guitar duties with another band member. The quality of the album is almost equal to The Obsessed and Spirit Caravan in many ways. 10. We have Agents of Oblivion's self-titled album, on Rotten Records in 2000. Agents of Oblivion featured Dax Riggs on vocals and Mike Sanchez on guitar, both of the band Acid Bath. Dax Riggs also performed guitar on the record as well. Agents of Oblivion had a more psychedelic rock sound, some songs with fuzz distortion and clean guitar. The album also features a re-recording of the song Dead Girl that Acid Bath originally did on the album Pagan Terrorism Tactics. Agents of Oblivion toured for the album and split up shortly after. Dax Riggs would later release music with Dead Boy and the Elephant Men, as well as some solo records. Rumor has it he works at Church's Chicken. 11. HSAS, also known as Hagar, Sean, Aronson, and Shreve, with the album Through the Fire, 1984 on Geffen Records. This album features a radio hit called Top of the Rock, with Neil Sean's signature guitar sound, as if Journey was fronted by Sammy Hagar himself. Sammy Hagar's I Can't Drive 55 almost ended up on this record. And who knows, this band could have put out more albums if Van Halen didn't take Sammy Hagar as their new frontman. 12. We have the Abraxas Pool, self-titled, 1997 on Miramar Records. This band also features Journey and former Santana band members, guitarist Neil Sean, vocalist and keyboardist Greg Rowley, and bassist Michael Shrive, and others. In ways, this is a reunion of the Abraxas album that Santana released, minus Carlos himself, but definitely not lacking that Latin fire. This album is worth the purchase if you could find it, because it is long out of print. Thank you for checking out Mean Street Journal. Until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and ring the bell. Please and thank you. Check out Mean Street Journal on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. TeePublic also carries Mean Street wear for offensive apparel. Check it out. See ya.